Hi, everybody. Woohoo. Look who we have back here. We have these wonderful ladies here with us today. Thank you all for being here. And I'm going to say hello to everybody as we go along. In the meantime, I want you to say hello to Joan, Wisdom Seeker Joan. Thanks for being here, Joan. And she told me it's 30 degrees cooler. And she finally gets to break out the long sleeves shirts. And I said, I bet
Yeah,
you don't mind either. Yeah.
not a bit. So nice to have it
It
much
is. It
cooler.
is. Absolutely. And we have Terri Suzuki from Kigaroo Spiritual Journeys. There she is. And who's making a lot of really awesome, fast connections because she's in touch with the Akashic Records. So that's awesome. Yeah. Welcome. All right. So, Joan, tell everybody what you're up to this weekend.
Oh, well, this weekend I'm going to be doing my very first psychic fair, a small expo in Minneapolis, and it's from, if anybody's in town, it's from I think it's 1 to 6 or noon to 6, and it's right
Okay.
across from the big Bachman's on Lindale Avenue if you're a local. But I've been so grateful to both Terry and Sun Psychic Jean because they
Oh,
gave me the lowdown on how to do this. So I feel like I'm
yeah.
walking in like a pro.
That's
It'll
awesome.
be
And
fun.
we're all rooting for you. I think you're
Thank
going to
you.
have a
Thank
good
you.
time. Yeah, you're going to have a good time.
Fingers
They
crossed.
are the pros, that's for sure. Yeah. And Terry, what have you been up to, girl?
I have completed my shed and I'm now removing my ivy hedge. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh,
I have been
okay.
Wow.
doing a lot of hard work. So,
I have horrible blackberry bush that's just overtaking my backyard and I didn't realize how hard I guess it is to get rid of.
oh, really
Um,
hard. Just
really
like
hard.
ivy, you really
Yeah.
got to go after
Yeah.
it.
Got to go after it. So, and I'm not as talented as this young lady is, but I will tell you this: I wish I could burn it because I just feel like that would take care of it faster. But I know that with a burn ban here, and we don't need a fire in the neighborhood, so I
Yeah.
can't do that. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't burn below ground, and that's where your problem lies.
Because you have to pull the roots out, right? Yeah, that's very true. So I'm going to say hello to everybody, and you're welcome to put up whatever it is that you would like for questions today so we can start taking them. I am going to, however, first read a wonderful poem that was sent to me from Froxy Roxy, who's here today. And it's fabulous because she mentioned, and this is true, that we've talked a lot about what it is that we want instead of what we don't want. And so she wrote this poem back in 2006, but it's just as fabulous today as it was when she wrote it. So I'm really happy that you sent it to me, Froxy. Thank you so much. It's called What I Want. I want flowers in the garden that bloom when springtime comes and lazy Sunday mornings with coffee in my favorite cup. I want summer breezes playing in my hair and walks along the seashore when no one else is there. I want rainy nights that lull me to sleep and dreams of going places I have never been. I want autumn leaves that shimmer in the sun and golden sunshine on the rivers as they run. I want mountains glistening with snow and snowflakes dancing in moonlight's evening glow. I want a tempest storm that brings the winter wind and a changing of the season turning into spring. I want sorrow to experience and laughter to enjoy, for emotions to engulf me and my fears to be destroyed. I want a child's kiss to feel upon my cheek and moments to remember that I have felt like this. I want your tender arms to hold me when life becomes too much, and quiet moments to enfold us and passion when we touch. I want your hands falling into mine and slow romantic dances and candles with the wine. I want teardrops when it's sadness that I feel and smiles to my warm heart when I know you are near. I want silence in reflection to sense my inner soul and your tender love beside me when it's time for me to go. Just beautiful, Roxy. Roxy. Thank you so
Gorgeous.
much. I do want everyone to know that your creativity is a gift, it's magic, and you are always welcome to share with me, and I will share with others or come on the show because that's what we're all about here. and I love what you wanted. I would have to say many things, the same thing. I feel the same way. All right. So thank you, dear. So hello to Craig Dixon and Froxy, and to Annie Bear, who is another poet, and we know it. We have Starfish Jenny and Kim and Martha Bean, Carolyn Adams, and Cody Mitchell. And Teacher Barbara, I'm glad you're here. You ran all that way. You ran 33 miles in 34 minutes or something. Good for you, girl. Siggy B. Let's see. Sonia Pinola's here. Michelle Krantz. Kim C wants to know if your shed is a she shed.
No, it's a work shed.
It's a work shed. Okay. I'm sorry. 2 miles and 34 minutes. Barbara, that's faster than I could have done. Viviani's here. Wiki. Melody. Oh, you were allergic to the poison sumac. Okay. Ooh. Wildflower Wind. Fleck, I see your question. I don't know if there's any questions before it. Yes, I got yours, Barbara. Hi, I'm Steve. Sending you lots of love to you and your mom. Rossi, Lisa Keller, Wildflower, I have your question. Okay. Craig, I got your question. Nancy Smith, welcome. Kim, I got your question. Jill Sinanan, Brenda T, Michelle Krantz, okay, got your question. Hi, Miriam. Yes, Froxy Roxy wrote it. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you. It is a beautiful poem. I love it. Sally's here. Hi, Sally. And Lisa Keller's here. And who else is here today? Wow, we have a lot of folks coming in. Maya's here. Okay, Steve, I got your question. Annie Bear. Sonia, I got your question. Sherry Kirk. And, oh, it's your first visit. Oh, well, we're glad you're here. Hi, KK. Mary Thornberry. Maya, got your question. Whoops, sorry. Annie Bear. All right. Got your questions. Thank you. I got 16 questions. I'm going to say that we're going to close the questions right now. That's a lot of questions. So questions closed. If you are moderating on Joan or Terry's channel, please write that the questions are closed, because it won't show up on their channel if what I've written on this particular post. So thank you. All right. So just so you know, whenever I have whenever it's my turn and I have a channel, people that are my members get it. They're first come, first serve, because they go first. That's why. But everybody will be read. You might just have to wait a while. So Sally says, my insurance matter is again stalled. I thought it was moving, but I'm guessing that she wants to know what's happening with it. So.
And do I remember that this is like disability insurance?
Oh, is it disability insurance, Sally? Let us know, honey. Or is it? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Or is it for the house, homeowners? Okay, Aaron, we'll try. Yes, it is, Sally says. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let's see. I'm just getting that right away. I kind of got tick tock, tick tock. These things take time. It's renowned for being a very slow process. And I get the feeling that you are working with someone who is doing everything possible, but it's a slow system. So just kind of touch base again with your own guides and with if you're working with an attorney or someone else who's helping you through this, and make sure that everything that you need to do is done, and everything that the other person is supposed to be doing is done. But it sounds like it's in the other, in the government's court right now. But I did check in and said that yes, it will eventually come through. It's a matter of managing the energy while you're waiting. And one thing, someone in our community who I talked to, who was in a similar situation recently, said that one of the things she was doing was planning what she's going to do when that backlog comes in. Because with Social Security disability, you get paid from the date of filing the claim, not from the date that it was approved. Yes, we're waiting for private insurance. For a private insurance company. Okay, that's different.
Shouldn't take as long as government, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't take as long as government.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Hopefully.
either way, just keep in mind what you're going to do once it comes through, and keep that energy out there. I'm going to just pull one card about it.
Okay.
I got the Archangel Zadkiel saying, strengthen your boundaries. So maybe there's someone who you need to be firm with and say, no, this is the way it's going to be. I'm going to go this far, but no more.
Okay.
What did you get?
So I got so my guys were showing me like this circuitous path, like her having like a cat winding around all these little roadblocks and stuff. So I got a real strong feeling, yes, this was going to go through. Yes, there's still a few little things to wind around. But then there's one other thing they won't let me put out of my head, because I was thinking, oh, that's just you, Terri. Well, one of my sisters had to get long-term disability as well. And what they're not letting me go is that she was going to be basically, they were just going to blow her off completely. But her attorney got very, very crafty about it, actually. And so it turned, she has kind of narcolepsy. She kind of has, and so even though the person on the stand was saying she can work with that, they were saying, oh, okay, so are you going to provide a place for her to take a nap anytime she needs to? And the store was like, no, are you going to provide, a little bedroom in the back at any given moment to help her? And no. And then, so basically they built the case. She cannot work. If you fall asleep at any given time, you can't work. So they're just putting that in my head, probably to tell you, to remind them that this is all about not being able to work too, making sure that you have space also up. So
because they're out there sometimes with cameras to watch what you do. It's really kind of creepy. Sally, I got a ring, which is like a wedding ring, which is a long-term commitment. And then you told me it's been 2 years. So I think that, it's working, but it's like, they're not going to pay you any sooner than they want to, because they don't really want to pay you. And so, and that's any insurance company. My husband's been waiting for 2 years for a personal injury insurance to pay for a patient of his, like $11,000. And they just find all these reasons not to pay. So I hate to say that. Yeah, they suck. I agree. Anyway, Sally, good luck, honey. I hope you get it before the end of the year. That would be nice for you, I'm sure. All right. So we got Fleck here. Could I get a message from my guides, please?
Well, they're really showing me the color light blue, and just, and it's so gentle, such a gentle color. And I think what they're trying to tell me is they want you to be a little bit gentle with yourself right now. It's easy. I don't know about you, but a lot of times in the fall, I feel more like we're going to get going to work. We're going to work really hard now. And yet they're saying this time that take a little bit of time for yourself, summer's not quite over. It's mostly over, but take a little bit of rest. Don't do things too hard. And it's almost like this blue's like a cloud, and they're like holding you up on this cloud. So
that's cool.
Interesting. I tuned in and saw right away someone with, who I'm assuming is you, with a big brass horn. It was like when in olden times when what do they call them? Where there's people with these long,
yeah,
they're long, except anyhow, long herald trumpets with those long ones. And then it turned into something else that was kind of the same kind of horn, except it would look different. And then it turned into a saxophone. So I think they're saying something about making an announcement, letting yourself, expressing yourself in whatever way it is, and being flexible, that you are multidimensional. You have more than one way to express yourself. But there's this energy around you that it kind of needs to, your creativity or whatever it is looking for a way to come out. And because you're kind of multidimensional, it doesn't have to be just one thing. If you don't want to play the herald trumpet or the French horn, there's the saxophone and the clarinet or whatever, but you can do it all. They're saying you have the skills to do that.
Fabulous. I pulled a card from the inner child cards, and it just says unconditional love. Love yourself unconditionally, Fleck. Don't be so judgmental about things you've done. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself always, because you're fabulous. There you go. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Teacher Barbara. Teacher Barbara worked with a lady, this lady named Megan, who was only 30 years old. She was a kindergarten teacher in her school in Florida. And she was involved in a car accident last week and was electrocuted.
Oh my.
And so I don't know if it's too early, but I told her to come and see us, and we'll see how she's doing. She's just beside herself, of course. This girl was in her prime, and it's very sad. So her name is Megan.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Well, I'm not getting a message from her because I do think it's probably a tiny bit early. But what I'm getting is how astounded she is. She's just so astounded. She's like, it was so fast. It was so easy. She said, but my spirit came out and just expanded. She said, I had no idea I was so expansive. That the world is so much more expansive than I thought. She's just thrilled. She had no idea she'd be this thrilled. I mean, we all are pretty much taught to fear death, and she's like, wow, this is, she just didn't expect that it might be this way.
Yeah. The first thing I got was the song, the first few notes of Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. So she's saying, don't cry for me. I'm fine. I know that it's a radical change for both of us. But she did seem to have that feeling of wonder that Terri was talking about. It was, and her mind, a very curious mind. I can understand she was a teacher. She's like, wow, I had no idea. And trying to kind of come to grips with it, but it's more of a feeling of wonder and awe rather than thinking about the event that happened, other than she's counseling you not to cry for her and just and that. But anyhow, I did pull a card, and I got one that says raise your vibration. So that's a way to stay in in closer touch with her and to kind of raise your vibration and just send love, and that connection will never go away. Terri, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I got one more thing. Are you done though?
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me for stepping on your toes.
No. No, something just came after you.
Oh, okay, good.
She is showing me a pond and the ripples. She's like, I now can see what teaching is, like the teaching and the pond that she put the idea into the student's head and it ripples
And
out.
it rippled away. Yes,
Yeah.
and how we all do that. We
Yeah.
all have the ripple effect, but we don't know it when we're alive, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she said she didn't always notice as a teacher because it's a day-to-day slog, kind of, you know.
Yeah, sure. So I got that you two were kindred spirits. She says, whether you thought so or not, we knew each other and we love doing the same thing, which is teaching children. And this is from a new deck I have called the Beloved Dead, and it's really nice. The next one I get this is her. She's trying to be on her cell phone because she's like, what am I doing? I'm at a grave site? I don't get it. It's like I was just there and now I'm here. And I think she was confused and probably still is because it hasn't been that long. Finally, she says, your labor and my labor. And I have to say that goes along with what Terri said about the ripple effect. We do influence our children. We influence. And actually, she says, even though I have passed, my death will also influence children because they have to face that did happen, and it does happen, and you don't have to be old to die. So I'm getting that she is sort of still in that middle place, Barb. But honestly, I think she's hearing everything you're saying. And yes, Joan's card, stay connected, stay high in vibration, and you'll be able to work with her yourself. Anyway, I bet she was amazing. Yes. Big hugs, Barb. Big hugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Wildflower Wind, wondering if we can get a message from her husband, Dave, on the other side.
Well, he seems like a very practical guy. So I'm seeing a guy, and it's nice if you give feedback. If I hope I'm getting him. He's wearing a red baseball cap, but he's kind of like it was this way, and then to talk to me, he turned it around backwards. And he's a thick guy, not fat, but a thick guy, seems like. And he's just saying, everything's all right, honey. Everything's great. I'm with you. I support you. And he said, I have your dog.
Okay.
That's what I got. It'd be nice if it sounds like him or not, to find out if I got the thick guy in the baseball cap. But
Yeah. If you're a Wildflower, did he wear a baseball cap? Let us know. Huh? Joan, anything?
When I tuned in, the first thing I got was like when you run a marathon or if you run a 5K or something, they'll give you a medal and this one was on a red, white, and blue ribbon. And I thought, okay, so was that yours? Was that Wildflower Wind's medal? And it came to me that it was his medal. But then he said, and it was something, I'm not sure how he got it, but he said that that you were the real prize. Even though he had this medal for whatever he did, you were the real prize. And he felt like you guys were on a winning team, or you were a winning team together. And he's very grateful for that. And then I just got a random image of a black pickup truck with a Christmas tree in the back of it. So I don't know if you went out and cut Christmas trees together, but that's what I got. And of course, he's sending love.
So Wildflower, first card I got was wise guy. Was he a wise guy? Like a fun guy? You know, like he would jokey and funny. This is from the beloved Dead deck. So I don't know, but look at, there is a hat on his head, but it isn't a baseball cap, but I find that interesting. And I get here that he liked to, he says he communicates with you all the time and kind of plays around, you know, like fooling around stuff. Did not cut Christmas trees, but he liked to make jokes. Okay. I get the grave card again, but I'm getting a different message this time. I'm getting a message, don't stand by my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. That poem. And that poem is, you know, I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I mean, it goes on and on, but it's, in other words, I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere you are, dear. I love you. I'm with you everywhere. But if you don't get to the gravesite, I'm not there anyway. Just my bones are there. So, yeah. It's 555. All right. Well, I hope something spoke to you there, Wildflower. Lots of love to you, dear. Sometimes
run marathons.
Sometimes they also get, you know, it's really hard because you got a lot of people in the chat. And so sometimes they can pick up on other folks as well. So,
and we can just be wrong too.
It can be wrong. That's right. You may not get that impression. That's right. All right. Craig says his cousin Loretta, who actually is psychic, is angry about things in general. She takes it out on him. I don't like it, and I feel she has some mental issues. Is she jealous of my relationship with Clara? I don't know that she'd be jealous of your relationship with Clara, but I do believe I do get maybe some mental issues, but I'm going to let the ladies also tap in. Yeah.
So, Allie, did you just say that his cousin Loretta is psychic? Did
yes.
you say that? Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. So, Craig, they're showing me that Loretta is a little angry in general. She is a little bit jealous of your connection with Clara, not because of Clara, because you have a massively strong connection with Clara. I mean, it's something that all of us psychic mediums would like to have that close of a connection, would like to be that close. And so I think there is a tiny bit of professional jealousy there, just a little bit. Let me ask them, is there any mental illness? And I'm hearing no more mental illness than anybody else, meaning life is hard. We all have a little bit of mental illness.
That's true enough. Yeah, that's true enough.
What did you get?
I was just getting the idea that because you have this connection with Clara, you know, being the psychic was kind of her space in the family or in the group, and that you having that makes her a little less special, or you know, this was kind of my territory, and she feels a little bit like you're encroaching a little bit like that. And I did draw a card for you and got the Archangel Barakiel, who said, live outside the lines. So I think that means both you can continue to live outside the lines and are comfortable there, And she may have felt like I was the one in the family who was going to be special and to live outside the lines, and is feeling a little bit like, oh, I'm not quite as unique as I thought I was, or whatever. I hope that helps.
So, Craig, I get you came from the stars, so shine bright. In other words, she doesn't have the market on being psychic. You both came from the same place, coming from the stars and incarnated on this earth, and you have different but similar gifts. So it could be that she may be a bit jealous that, like Terri said, she could be a bit jealous that that she isn't as special as she was prior to you having it. She didn't want to show me anything as far as psychic training. Yeah, that's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. She wanted to own it. Yep.
That was her
All
thing.
right. Don't let it worry you, Craig. But Craig just said in Albuquerque, there was a shooting of a guy named Craig Dixon, and everybody's been calling him to find out if it was him. He had the same name.
Oh,
so that's kind of creepy. But
yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't you, and I'm glad I didn't hear about that, because I hadn't seen you in a while, and that would have really, really stopped me. Yeah. So much love, Craig. Much love, dear. Because Sherry Kirk has never been here before, and I would love her to get a reading, I'm going to move her up in the line, but I'm going to go back to the others again. Don't give up on us here. She'd love a message from her husband, Dennis.
Okay.
So, Sherry, I'm getting a lot of things at once, which makes it sometimes a little bit harder to sort it all out. But the second I tuned into you, you felt like a mountain range. You felt like you had many, many, many different facets to yourself. You feel very high vibrational, like you already understand a lot about this area of expertise. So you probably have some gifts, spiritual gifts yourself, because I'm just seeing this high vibrational thing, and I thought, well, that's odd that they're showing me a picture of you, but like that. And then I asked my angels of guide to bring Dennis to the stage, and Dennis is referring back to this picture, like, look at all we did in our lives together. Look at all the places we went together. Look at the adventure. So he is just talking about that. Yes, he understands this about you, that you are very high vibrational. You have a lot of gifts. And I don't think it's just spiritual gifts. I think you probably are very creative, crafty, or knowledgeable. There's lots of peaks to you. And he's just saying, wow, we had such a great life, because there's so much to go. He said, I think you made his life very, very interesting. So there you go.
That's beautiful. When I tuned in, first I saw him wearing like one of those beanies with a propeller on his head. And then immediately it turned into a helicopter. And I got the idea that he was saying, I went straight up. It lifted straight up. It wasn't, and he was just kind of like describing how the transition went. And there was no delay, no lateral movement. It was just straight up in the air.
Straight up.
This immediate transition. And let's see, and that he's just loving it there now. I lifted straight up. Oh, Oh, I wish I could read my handwriting. But anyhow, then he did say, don't worry about things. All the shoulda, coulda, woulda, or
Mhm.
thinking back on, oh, if I'd only done this, and that, we tend to do after someone's passed. He said, I'm at a place now where I understand all that. Oh, that after that, the next thing I saw was he was sitting on like a chaise longue, kind of like when they have people who are at the psychiatrist's office and they're lying down on, something.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of sitting
Yeah.
up and with his feet up and eating grapes from a table nearby. And he's just like, I'm very comfortable. I'm sitting here eating delightful grapes. And he said, just don't worry about it. I understand all the motivation and how things work, and that's the way things work on Earth. So just don't worry about anything.
Oh.
Like if you were angry at me or if I was angry, you just let it all go and just think about, as Terri was saying, think about the good times and how much fun we had, because that vibration will bring us closer. And then I did pull a card for you and got the chickadee, who said, the time is right to release old patterns and energies. You're ready to embrace change. So it's like starting this new relationship with him.
Yeah.
And
That's
maybe
awesome.
you've already done that for quite a while, but that's what he's encouraging.
So I get 3 messages for you, Sherry. The first one I get is, promise has been kept. Whatever you promised each other, he said, I want you to know that those promises have always been kept. And, I'm reminding you of that. The second thing is, he says, thank you for your beautiful acts of love, forgiveness, and faith. Just really want you to know that how much he appreciated having you as his wife, and that he loved being with you, and he still is with you. It's just that you don't see him in the physical. And finally, he says, how did you find the ability to get in touch with me? This is so entertaining. Oh my goodness. I'm just sitting up here doing whatever, and all of a sudden I'm being called in by these ladies. He likes it. He thinks it's pretty cool. So anyway, that's it, girl. Hi, Lisa Sather. It's nice to see you. All right. Thank you so much. Here we have Nancy Smith. She wants to know if you see her going to Honolulu. Well, I tell you what, girl, you got to make it happen. Do it.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Let's see what we got here. By the way, I just saw tickets were really cheap to get over to Hawaii. I don't know if it was Maui or not, because they want people over there because they're losing money. So I saw tickets from Seattle that were $98 round trip, something like that. Some crazy amount. So
That's interesting. I used the pendulum and it said yes. I asked in 2023 and it said no, but 2024 it said yes.
okay.
And I drew a card and I got source, return to oneness. So keep focused on the high vibration, and maybe this is just going to all work out for you.
Yep.
Oh, this November. I didn't ask about November. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I asked about this November and I got a small no too. Or actually, what it was is it just stalled. It just, nothing happened. So what I think is actually the answer there is that you have to make it happen. If you want to go there, you have to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Because there's, our angels and guides don't care where we go on vacation or,
That's true. Yep. I get something better is coming. And so I don't know if that means that maybe there's a less of a cheaper flight or whatever, but I also get take a chance. So I think that is speaking to the idea that if you want it to happen, you have to make it happen. Yeah.
Cool.
Have a wonderful time, because I think that you want to make it happen. So we'll just leave it at that. All right. Lisa Keller, message from her guides. Yes, Miss Tarot D, I am sorry. We have 10 more that we have to do today, so the questions are closed right now. Hi, Juanita.
Hmm.
Well, I tuned in and it was pretty much just my throat chakra burning up. It was just vibrating so much. And, you know, speak your truth, speak out. And then I started to see, you know, sometimes people are in these big parades with all this, they're almost like feathers in a costume behind them. And it was like an array, like a peacock tail behind you. And it was coming out of your head and then from behind all around you. And it was all about speaking up, displaying your full colors and your truth. And then after that, I drew a card and got the Archangel Gabriel, who said, speak your truth. So I guess that's the message for today. If there's something where you feel like you just have to kind of keep your lips sealed, find a way. You can speak your truth and not be mean or angry or hurtful, but it's important to speak up and tell people what you really feel.
Well, it's interesting. I got something that's kind of like communications, but different. Right away, her guides just put newspapers all around me, newspapers. And I could see her like leafing through the newspapers. And if the newspapers mean something else to you, make sure that you go with that. But what I thought is they want you to stay up to date. They want you to stay in the know right now. There's something that you need to know, like I would say, like within this next month, that they want you to stay up to date, however it is you do. They're not saying you have to use newspapers. I mean, we have phones with that sort of thing on it too, but they want you to stay up to date and be knowledgeable about something. So
I'm getting that too. I'm getting that you're in the middle of some very big personal development, and the gateway is there for you to walk through, but you have to put your head up in order to see it ahead of you. And the angels want you to honor how far you've already come. Nothing is too small. They want you to realize nothing is too small. Honor how far you've come and walk through the gateway and, you know, work on what's next for you. Thank you very much, Lisa. All right, Nancy Smith. Do we already have Nancy? Honolulu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
All
we
right.
did that one.
Yeah, so sorry. All right, so Kim, I've been busy caregiving to my husband, so unable to work. Do we see a windfall to purchase a house soon? Well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
no, let's see.
I checked with my pendulum and it went in a circle for a very long time. And then eventually went to a positive that said yes. So it might be coming, but it's not going to be coming really quickly. Is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
I'm going to consult my pendulum for part of this. So, one thing that the angels showed me right away was they showed both of you each sitting in the proverbial pot of gold,
Ooh.
but beside each other. There's no room for like a little rainbow. I mean, you're right beside each other actually, and I think what they're saying is a lot of the windfall, a lot of the gold is between both of you, between both of you. But I think it also can go so far as them saying, yes, there's going to be maybe a financial windfall too, because otherwise they could have just put you both on my stage hugging or something, but instead you're in pots of gold. So
There you go.
there you
Well,
go.
I got here the heart that, you know, because she's been taking care of him. So all
Right.
your hard work for taking care of him is showing up. But look, I got the cupcake, indulgence, treat yourself. So I'm going to say that's a yes as well, that, it's coming, dear. It's just maybe not like next week or maybe
Right.
not next month, but soon. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Kim. All right. So Michelle wants to know, will she move within the current state she lives or a new place? Live by herself or with someone else?
Okay.
Looks like you might have to live with a black cat, but otherwise, I don't know. All right. So what do I get here? Current state.
Okay, I got that you will be moving to a different state and that you'll really like it there, and that you will eventually be living by yourself. But when you first move, there might be a roommate or a situation just to kind of until you get settled in.
So I'm not getting a very good answer for you because my guides often tell me they don't care about this sort of thing, that you're human, live your life. And but I get a really good feeling about this. Like, just make your decision and go. Do what you're going to do, live your life, and they're going to be with you and helping you and supporting you. So I think that's all the answer I'm going to get, because that's usually what they tell me in these situations. So
It's true. So I pulled a couple of should I cards, and I get that you're going to move for sure. Of course, it's a yes. But as far as who you're living with, it says don't commit at this time. So I'm thinking that, you don't know yet. You don't know what your situation's going to be yet, and neither do the ethers, because it depends on where you end up and who's going to be there. So I think that you will move because you want to move. But as far as who you're going to move with or live with, it's not ready to tell us yet. There you go. Froxy, she'll win the lottery. There you go. I love that answer.
yeah.
Remember, all of us are your very best friends. Okay, Viviani had an uneasy gut feeling, telling something was wrong over a week ago. I was at home and would like to know what that was all about. What were you doubting, Viviani? Were you doubting something? That's what I got, girl. I got be decisive. You're doubting yourself. I'm getting to be decisive. That's the card I pulled. So it has something to do with your inner child. They want you to step out.
I got the very same thing.
Did you?
I was thinking, how could that be the answer to her just feeling,
Uneasy.
something was wrong? And they're like, yeah, you need to take control of some things. It's completely okay to take control. It's completely okay to say, this is what I want and this is what I don't want, and then make a decision. Your life is more in your hands than you know.
Yep, that's right.
And it doesn't mean that
Trust
your hands
yourself.
are all,
Trust it. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't mean your hands are all alone. They're with you, helping you too. So
Yeah, when I tuned in, I felt heavy-hearted. Just really heavy-hearted was the only explanation for it. And so I was asking what that was about. It's not. So anyhow, I pulled a card and got Archangel Cassiel, who said, face fear and rise. So maybe it was feeling heavy-hearted or a feeling of dread or sadness based on something that you're fearful of or difficult situations you need to get through. And that by facing it, it'll lift your spirits and you'll be okay on the other side.
Thanks, honey. Trust yourself, Viviani. We love you. Just breaking news, Peter Navarro has been convicted of his crimes. if you know who he was. He was in contempt of Congress. So I think he probably will get some time. And he spent $1 million on his defense.
Wow.
All right, Steve. Those of you ladies, his mom is in a nursing home, and she has her really good days and her bad days. But for an older lady, she's doing, she goes up and down. So he'd like to know what might be coming up going forward for himself. I'm guessing more than his mother. So. Sonia, Maya, Annie, Aaron. Those are the people I have left.
So, MC Steve, they are showing me your mother. They're not so much telling me about you. They're telling me more about your mother. And I see her in the kind of end phase of her life. I'm not saying she's going anywhere fast, but around this time, I'm just seeing this like emanating gold light coming all around this, just lots and lots of gold. And what I think that they're trying to tell me is that they want you to know the sacredness of this time. This is a time you'll never get back with your mom. It's hard to care for somebody. It's hard to have them in a nursing home. It's hard to, this is all hard, but this is the time to make a lot of memories and the time to ask questions about things because you won't get to ask that the same way anymore. But I just see this time just bathed in gold, just emanating gold light, like really cherish this time.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What I saw right away was, and the word came to me that you feel hobbled, and I saw rope tying your legs together at the ankles. But then they said, even if you are feeling tethered, and then they went to tethered, and it was like, even with that, like instead of just having your legs tied together, now there's a center point and a little bit of a rope, and you're going in a circle. So you've got a little bit more freedom of movement, but you're still kind of circling around her. This is the main point. But even within that feeling of restriction, you can do other things, as Terri was saying, to make memories. But then when I heard you say make memories, I heard and make plans. So whether it's literal plans for what you're going to do the rest of the week, the rest of the day, or after this period, this season of life with your mom is over, or if you're just daydreaming, to look forward and know that there will be a time beyond this, and spend some time now living in that era to kind of get the energy going for that. And let me see if I can get a card for you.
I have one. Go ahead, Joan.
I've got guardian angel, ask for support.
Oh, okay. I got refuel, Steve, and I think that's very important. Remember to take care of Steve, because I know what kind of a son you are. You're fabulous. You're awesome with your mom, but take care of yourself and make sure that you refuel, because I get the feeling mom's, just goes up and down. And I know some days are better than others, but it's like, keep your stamina, because she's just a miracle a minute, honestly. So, yeah. Almost lost her in April with her 5 days a week. Other residents happy to see me too. Got her back in occupational therapy. Perfect. And you know what? Other residents are happy to see you because they don't have people come visit them. Right. And so you are fabulous. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for being who you are. You can't ask for a better son. All right, a message about love. Love, the love boat. Why don't you go on the love boat, Sonia? There you go.
I saw a pink heart, and at first there was what kind of looked like a bandage going across it, like your heart might have been hurt at one point, but then the bandage turned into more of like a satin sash, like a princess would wear or a beauty contest contestant. And then I saw the pink heart with the sash, because you're all healed up and now turned everything hard into something that's that enhances you. And I saw it over the ocean, instead of a moon reflecting the path of light out on the ocean, it was your pink heart was like the moon. And just like the moon, it was making this path of light, and that, like the moon, it draws the tide to it. And so you're pulling in, that's a long way of saying, you're pulling this new love toward you. And part of it is because of you've healed from whatever difficulties you've had before and kind of turned a negative into a positive.
Mm. So they showed me virtually the same thing with just different pictures, and they showed me a sunset of the kind of yellow going out into dark, reds, and so a lot of reds, pinks, yellows, dark reds. And the first thing I kind of heard was, "You are never too old for love." So the first thing they were telling me is maybe you think it's too late, that you're too late to have love in your life, that it's that you don't have as much time now as you want. And they're saying it's never too late, never too late. And again, somehow this sunset, because it really almost looks like bands of flowers, but they were talking about healing, that you have been doing a lot of healing of yourself, coming into really loving yourself and really knowing that you're valuable. And
Yep.
so you got everything going on. You're loving yourself, you're feeling valuable, and it's never too late. So keep
Wow.
manifesting who you want.
Look at your authentic vibration is shining. Honestly, look at this. This is going to draw in somebody, and you have been so working on it. I think that, your vibration has lifted so high. You'll manifest somebody of equal vibration because you are working it. So good luck, dear. Oh my
Beautiful.
goodness. Bye, Miss Terri. All right. So Maya says she hasn't received a message from her brother Gilbert in a while and wonders if she can get one.
Let's see.
We have Annie Bear and Aaron Whitefoot, and that's it for the day. So.
So Gilbert is not showing me himself. Instead, it's almost like he's showing himself almost like a building, a structure, maybe a statue kind of. And it's all green. Everything's green. And I think what he gives me the feeling that you're going to be learning something new. This new phase in that he's kind of helping you with is about learning new spiritual things and new. I mean, it's really not right now about you learning new things. So be open to that. Be open to the fact that he could be helping you with this. Seems like it's a monumental undertaking. Yeah, because there's a statue there. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what I got was, it reminded me of when I was a kid in grade school and there was some sort of art project where I don't remember how you did it, but you put something, I don't know if you soap down or something, then you painted black over it, and then you could take something and scrape off the black, and you would see the color underneath. So he was doing this, and what I saw was black background. There were white stars, and then he was like an outline, and he was kind of flying around, and he had a white feather for you. And then that's when he was showing me all of this is done by this process where you scrape off the darkness and you see the light underneath. So that's, again, a long way of saying that's what he's encouraging you to do. Scrape away all the darkness or the sadness that's associated with him, and just know that he's in a place where everything is light and everything is beautiful. But he's coming through that in this way to get your attention and to give you this feather, this white feather. So maybe be on the lookout for feathers, especially white feathers. Oh, and that's probably where I got where your icon is exactly the kind of thing that I was seeing.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Wow. I get, he wants you to be aware that you have had a lot of past lives together. And he said, of course, I didn't know that when I was here, but I know it now. I know all of that. And so if you can go back to your own Akash, maybe you can find out exactly what you were together in. Because I know my brother and we were in, I don't know, 20 or 30 lives together. And it was kind of fun to find out about. So thanks, Maya. Annie Bear wonders if you can give her anything from the Akash, Terri.
Well, I can't actually read her Akashic records this fast because I'd have to say the prayer and all that.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah.
But I can just go into the Akashic field, which is actually what Joan and I and you are doing anyway.
Yeah.
And just see if there's any messages for her.
Surely. Cool, Maya.
They are showing me the change of seasons. It's like there's this leaf, and then they're kind of putting it through my vision like a pendulum, and it goes from, yellow, kind of greenish, like to brown and dry. Like, so the change of the seasons. What do you want to tell her about the change of the seasons? So actually, I think what they're suggesting here is that in your prayer or meditative practices that you do, that maybe there's a change coming up. Maybe they are going to start suggesting a different way of either praying or getting to that quantum field. We all have to change it up once in a while. I particularly know this because, sometimes we often do the very same thing to tap in every single time. And, that can get boring. And so I think they're just suggesting that there's going to be some changes. They're going to suggest some changes in your practice. So.
Okay.
That's nice. What I got may have referenced a past life, or maybe, the season coming up. Wonderful. Oh, talking to elementals. Wonderful. Well, what I was getting was that either earlier in this life or in another life, you were involved as a builder. And I saw first like putting stones together, and then you were the person in charge to make, like, you had the vision, you had the design first, and you are experienced in taking something that's either first an idea and then a 2D drawing and making it come into 3D reality. And because first I saw you building and supervising people to build something with stones, and then it was with like putting up a big arch, a big wooden arch, and had all kinds of fancy millwork on it. And you were saying, okay, now we're going to build it down here, and now we have to erect it by pulling on these things. And like you had all the tools and capability, and you knew how to do this. So I think the message is, you've done this before, you can do it before again. And whether it's building something with stones or wood, or if it's actualizing and manifesting what it is in your life, you should be feeling comfortable with that, because you are experienced in doing that before.
Wow. So yes, Annie, I'm seeing you're calling on your angels more, and if you're working with elementals, then you must be calling on the fairies as well. And so they're recognizing that, and they're saying, yes, this change of season is always something that makes a huge difference, because things change color and things, So enjoy it, sweetheart. Yep. Thank you. One more. We got Aaron Whitefoot, and then we are done for the day. All right.
Oh, Aaron, they're showing me your smokehouse right now. So as they're showing me your smokehouse, they're showing me you nearby, feeling annoyed that sometimes people aren't great. They want to take advantage of you a little bit. They want, that you are a generous person, and yet sometimes you get annoyed because people go too far.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just like when we were reading the teacher that passed over, they're showing that even your small bit of annoyance, even this small bit of whatever's kind of making it a little bit hard to produce your products, is those little bits of generosity that you do are putting out waves into the future. They're just your actions go way farther than you think. But what that means is both negative and positive actions go way farther than you think. You're a very powerful being. We're all actually powerful beings, but you in particular have a lot of you have a lot of when you put out those ripples, people all around you feel them. Even if they're not tuned in, they feel them. So keep going, but they're aware of your annoyances, but such is life. So
Yeah, I was getting something very similar. I didn't get the annoyance part, but I felt like the middle of your chest is like this huge light, and it's putting out a field of energy, and it doesn't go all 180 degrees, but it's like this field of energy of light going out. And no matter which way you turn, you shine a light on it, and it's going forward and leading you. And okay, Spirit, so what does this really mean for Aaron? It's the energy and the connection. And then I also saw completely something different. You were on a hill and you were picking up a baby animal. It looked like I don't know if it was a goat or something hooved and four-legged and maybe up to your knee or your hip or something, either like a little deer or something like that. But it's like you're sending out this light that draws to you what needs. It enlightens things. It shows the truth of things, and then it draws things to you. And then I drew a card and got connection. And I think this might be with your connection with nature too. And so you are just putting that energy out there, and things are being drawn to your light.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Aaron, I get tenderness. They want you to be tender with yourself, be gentle with yourself, don't overdo it, and appreciate anything that gets done during the day, and also take care of yourself as well. And that's an inner card, child. Inner child card. Sorry. Inner child. And we all have to take care of that inner child inside of us because it's still there. It's all part of who we are. Thank you so much, Terri. Thank you, Joan. I had a wonderful time with you. Thank you for all your wisdom and imparting answers to people's questions. And thank you to everybody in the chat, moderators, and all the people that are on all the channels. And I welcome you all to, to come back and see us again. So everybody have a wonderful day, and sending you all love. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye
Bye.
now.